Hi, I'm Marshall. I'm the owner of Going Gear. This is the extended review of the Spark SF3 and SF5 flashlights. Alright, here we have the Spark SF3 and SF5. I love these little lights. I think they're fantastic lights, great output on them, cool styling, good interface, well made, good options on them. They just did a really good job on these. You don't hear me say stuff like that very often, and it's because we sell so many flashlights, I review so many flashlights, that I honestly don't use a lot of them on a daily basis. But the Spark SF3 Neutral White is actually one of my EDCs. So I usually either carry this or an Olight S10 in my pocket. So I've been using this thing a lot, and I can say that I actually really do recommend it. I like this light a lot. So anyway, I've got the SF3 and the SF5 here. SF3 is the one that takes either CR123s or RCR123s, the rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. SF5 is the one that takes AA's or 14500 lithium-ion batteries. I went ahead and took the SF5 out of the packaging because they come with the same things. So I'm just going to open up the SF3 and show you what it has. Difference on the specs, so you're looking at 280 lumens down to 1 lumen on the SF5, 380 lumens down to 1 lumen on the SF3, and then the neutral white versions of either are going to be slightly lower in output. I'm going to take the SF3 neutral white outside when we go outside as well, just so you can see the difference between what cool white and neutral white looks like. Let's go and pull out all the stuff and show you what you get on the inside. So here is the flashlight. We'll set that to the side. Comes with a nice little felt carrying case. You can store coins or something in. I don't know. I don't think many people use that for storing the light, but it's cool that they throw that in there when they don't have to. User manuals down in there. Always worth a read. I always recommend that you read the user manual because these lights can get kind of complicated, especially with using lithium-ion batteries and stuff like that. If you've never used them before, make sure you read the user manual so you know what's up with the light. Pocket clip, really good pocket clip. I've never had it break or pop off on me, and again, I carry it in my pocket every day. It just snaps on right here. Obviously, you don't have to put it on there if you don't want to, but it holds on there really well, and it holds it on your pocket really well, or pack or belt or wherever else you want to carry it. This little guy right here, really cool option. So they have this as an optional accessory, or actually they have the reverse as an optional accessory on some of their headlamps. What this is a little flood attachment. So you can see you've got a reflector down in there, traditional reflector with the orange peel reflector and everything. You can actually screw that off. So you can take that off the front of the light and then put this on, and then the light is just pure flood. And I'll take this outside as well, just so you can see what that looks like. But you can see it actually reduces the length a little bit, so you've got a little bit shorter light, makes it super small, super lightweight, and if you like lights that just light up just a wide area in front of you, this is an option, awesome option. And it comes with the light, so it's not something that you have to buy on top of the light. This comes with all the different versions of the SF3 and SF5. I'm going to go and put the reflector back on. My one complaint, if I do actually have a complaint about these lights, is something that's kind of dumb. I wish there was a way to attach this onto the back or something like that so you could carry both at once. That's obviously a minor thing and probably would mess up other aspects of the light. But it would be kind of neat if you could have both on there at once. You could obviously always just throw that in a little baggie or something like that, or in your pack, and carry with you as well. So let's take a look at the styling of the two lights. That's another thing that really appeals to me on these lights. They just look nice. So they're hard anodized aluminum, type 3 hard anodizing, resists scratches really well. I've been carrying this thing for months. You can see that it's still hold up really well. You've got some minor little parts where I actually probably dropped it on concrete. I mean, that's about the only thing that's going to do something like that. Even the bezels held up really well. They just look nice for a long time. And they've got that carbon fiber sleeve down there on the battery tube that gives it kind of a cool look. I noticed this when I was making my EDC video, but I actually kind of match with my EDC stuff. That's kind of sad, but I match with all my stuff that I carry in my pockets. The knife and flashlight, at least. So, pretty cool styling on these. They look nice. So you can see the length difference between the SF3 and SF5, and that's just because AA batteries are longer than CR123s. You've got that recessed side switch. We always have people ask if you can activate that accidentally. I have never had that happen with me, with any of the lights that I've carried in my pocket. There's some really easy ways to get around it. One of the easiest ones is if you just take the pocket clip and rotate it around to where it's right next to the switch. It's going to make it much less likely that you're going to activate it on accident, and plus it's a little bit easier to find the switch. But I keep it on the opposite side. I've never had any problems at all. If you are worried about it, what you can do is just take and slightly loosen the tail cap, and that's going to break the connection, and then it's not going to work at all. So you have that option. Okay, so CR123s or RCR123s on the SF3, AA's or 42500s on the SF5. So I'm just going to use the SF5 to show you the interface. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, stick a Sanuana loop in there, just so I can show you the operation, because they both have the same interface. So we got a battery in there, pretty simple interface. What you do is you tap that side switch and it'll turn the light on. That's the lowest output right there. And then when you have it on, if you press and hold, it'll cycle through your different outputs. And then you just let go when you see the one that you want. There's an additional output that they call super, and you can get to that by double clicking and it'll go right to that max output. So for this one, 280 lumens, on the SF3, the 380 lumens. And you can also get to that from off. So if you double click from off, it'll go right to the max output. And you still have the memory for whatever lower output that you had. So if you just tap that switch, it's going to go right back to that lower output. So from off, you can have instant access to your memorized mode and that max output. Kind of a cool option. Pretty simple interface. We'll go over it again real quick. So tap it, it'll turn the light on, press and hold, it'll cycle through your different outputs, and from on or off, double click and it'll go right to that max output that they call super. So there you go. That's the interface and everything. Same interface on the SF3 and SF5. We're going to go ahead and take both cool white versions outside, and then I'll take the SF3 neutral white as well, just so you can see what the cool white versus neutral white looks like. So let's go ahead and go do that. Alright, we're outside with the Spark SF3 and SF5. Got the big 40 mag light that I always use as a baseline. So let's go ahead and try out the mag light, see what it can do. Alright, there's a little tree about 25 feet away. Dockhouse down there on the lake is about 100 feet away. Let's go and try out the Sparks. We're going to try out the AA one first, so we'll try out the SF5. There it is on one of the low outputs. Great for up close kind of stuff. You know, great battery life on it. And then we'll let it crank up, kind of cycle through the different outputs just so you can see what those look like. And then do the double click for the max output. So this is a pretty small light, and it's running off of AA batteries. So you're not going to get any incredible distance out of it, but you can see 25 feet, 100 feet actually makes it out to the dockhouse pretty well. Not too bad for such a compact light with a pretty large LED, relatively small reflector. And then let's try out the SF3, see what it can do. There's the SF3. Again, up close kind of stuff. Low outputs are great. And then when you need them, just crank it up to the higher outputs. And there you can already see the difference in output between the two, even without cranking it up all the way up like it just did. So there's the max output. We'll zoom in again on that dockhouse. See, it's lit up better. So out at 100 feet, you can already see the difference between the two. So there's where the difference between the lithium batteries and the AA's comes into play. Alright, so let's get them both. Make sure they're both on max output. Alright, so we've got the SF3 on the left, SF5 on the right. There you can kind of quickly see the difference between the two. I'll shine them back and forth a little bit. Okay, let's see what it looks like with that reflector that isn't a reflector. So here's the non-reflector on the SF3. See what it looks like when you turn it on. So you can see just total flood on this thing. You know, it's not going to give you any great distance. Not that it gave you fantastic distance before. I mean, this is a tiny little EDC light. You don't expect it to punch out to 400 yards or anything like that. But man, I really like this. I honestly really do. It's kind of a cool thing to be able to just light up a really wide area. And let's make sure it's on high. There it is on high, so it's a little bit higher output. So I mean, for a good probably 30 feet, just everything I can see in front of me, including a lot of my peripherals, lit up really, really well. So it's a cool feature that they include with the light. I'm glad that they did this. Let's show you what the difference between the neutral and the cool white looks like. So I have the SF3 that we've been using, and I also have my EDC and SF3 neutral white. Let's go and try both of those out. So here's cool white on the left. Make sure it's cranked all the way up. Same thing with the neutral. Kind of shine them back and forth. I just like the color the neutral white gives you. So you can see, I'll put the cool white down. You can see the greens and browns just look more green and brown. You know, you get a little bit higher on the CRI range. And then the cool white does give you a little bit more output, but I like the trade-off that the colors give you. Totally a personal preference thing. Let's see how these things do at a little bit longer distance. Alright, these are definitely not built to be crazy little throwers, but just so you can see how they can do at a longer distance, they actually make it out there pretty well. Have a little bit more space to work with. So we're going to go and try the SF5 first, AA model. So that boat right there is about 20 feet away. Got a couple targets set up out there, same ones I use in the long distance comparisons. So you can see the first one out there pretty well is about 50 yards away. You can kind of see the lighter parts of the second one at 100 yards. It's not going to do a whole lot further than that. You know, a compact little AA light, you don't really expect it to. But you can see not too bad in terms of distance, especially considering the size. I mean, this thing is built to be a pocket light running off of a single AA. Not bad at all. Okay, let's go ahead and try out the SF3. It's going to do a little bit better. Make sure it's on max output. So 20 feet. Then you got the 50 yards out there. Something floating in the air. Got a caterpillar or something. I don't know what that is. I'll have to go look. Got all kinds of stuff floating out here tonight. Okay, so first one is 50 yards. You can actually see the second one out there at 100 yards, a little bit better this time. And the tree line out there beyond is 130 yards. Watch some of my big monster thrower videos if you want to see what it looks like with more output. So we'll shine this around. Compact little light. I really like the SF3. I've been carrying mine for a while. Does a really good job. Nice big floody beam. Lights up a wide area at once. And not too bad in terms of distance for such a compact light just running off of a single cell. And we'll do them side by side. So we'll have the SF5 on the right, SF3 on the left. Somebody making all kinds of noise out there. Up there. Sounds like a monster truck. 3 o'clock in the morning. Being even more inconsiderate than I am. But yeah, SF5 on the right, SF3 on the left. Gonna shine them back and forth. Really cool little lights. I really like these lights. Okay, so there you go. That is the Spark SF3 and SF5. If you like them, you can buy them from us at goinggear.com. Any questions or comments, you can reach me in the comments or any of my guys at goinggear.com. And if you liked the video, please subscribe. I do a lot of gear and flashlight videos. That's it. Thanks for watching.